Grant here from Radiate From Within Wellness. Welcome back. We've been discussing perspectives that are not commonly thought about when it comes to our health and wellness. And I want to touch on another one, which is the chemistry of our blood, the chemical makeup that is ever changing. And what we don't often think about when we're feeling something, the blood chemistry has been altered. So this is something that happens every day, all day long, to do with our thoughts, feelings, and emotions about ourselves and about our lives and who we're interacting with. Creates a feeling. Now, the processes inside the body when a feeling's being created is blood chemistry. Blood chemistry is altered through the pituitary and pineal glands, which are directly performing their function from the information being provided from our nervous system. And our nervous system is relaying data about the feelings that we're having, about whoever we're interacting with, about, just all kinds of things, and how we felt about what we ate for breakfast and things like that. So there's always this injection of chemistry happening via those two glands into the bloodstream that makes us feel a certain way all the time. Sometimes it's very aggressive. If you all of a sudden a tiger came running in, that blood chemistry and everything about you would change in an instant very quickly. So it has the ability to do that very quickly, and it also has the ability to do it very subtly and just change the feeling in the body that is associated with what's actually happening in that point in time with you. So knowing that we have this about us, that our blood chemistry is constantly being altered in very minute ways and sometimes in very aggressive ways. There are good healing chemicals and there are destructive poisonous chemicals that our body, pituitary and pineal glands, have the ability to make and directly inject into our bloodstreams. So that's a very good thing to know. And I guess what I would like you to be aware of is that this is happening all day, every day. And what kind of chemicals are we making? And what is the makeup of our blood chemistry the majority of the time, over time? So let's just say for a week, 2 weeks, 6 months, have you been in a certain state of mind where there's been a lot of high stress, a lot of disharmony? So that blood chemical makeup will be creating the feeling of that stress, but also that chemistry of that blood is beginning to harm you internally because of its toxicity, or heal you because of its wonderful healing properties, depending on what your heart and mind has been entertaining over time. So yes, we all have these things that we have to deal with that can be over with very quickly, and the chemistry, the injections that you would have got from that chemistry are not long lived, and your body makes the chemicals, your liver filters them out, and everything goes back to normal. But when we are faced with stress, disharmony, day after day, for long periods of time, the breakdown of energy, the breakdown of internal organs and all kinds of things is happening. We can't ignore how the body functions. And this perspective is good to know because it will motivate you more to want to correct any disharmony, stressful situations that you are having to deal with every single day. You want to make it so that your life can be more in harmony. You can be creating more loving, healing chemicals to the body that, some of those blends are anti-aging. They are very energy providing chemicals that make you feel good inside. So the pharmacy that your body has is a very magical thing that is designed. Your entire body makeup is designed to be a high performance, wonderful thing when we see the world and we see ourselves the right way, according to the energy systems of the body. Who's to say what is right and what is wrong? Is debatable, okay? But when we look at how the body functions and how it makes you feel so good and energetic, all comes from positive, loving, forgiving, harmonizing, emotional thoughts and interactions. Bring it alive. This makeup of energy and chemistry is something that we don't keep in the center of our awareness as we're having these stressful situations, or even the loving ones. We're not thinking about that. We take it for granted because we've just gotten used to being in the bodies, and we've gotten used to how things go. But there's so much benefit to be more aware of them and to make different decisions when we're in a point where we need to make a decision about something that is going to either stress us, or we could see it differently and have the best possible outcome for the energy systems of the body and the chemistry of the body. So when we think about body chemistry, the body chemistry follows emotion. It is actually dictated by emotion in the central nervous system. So my message to you is to have a more centered awareness of how your body works energetically, which in turn determines its chemistry. So we often look to exercise and diet all the time to correct the way we feel in our bodies, and we think that that's the answer. And on a small scale, it is. I think it plays a role somewhere in the 15 to 25% range. Food and diet, hand in hand with exercise, absolutely is playing a role. But the 75% left is actually chemistry. The chemistry that comes from your thoughts, feelings, and emotions about yourself, the world you live in, the people you're interacting with. So it's a very good thing to try and learn who you are, learn how changing your perspective with others, because we're now weighing, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? And your body is where you live. You are in there, and you're not getting out unless you're leaving. So if you're going to live in there, you want it to be the best environment possible. And that best environment is only possible when we consider our energy towards ourselves and others, because it's not just about the energy now, we're also talking about the body chemistry, what makes you feel a certain way. We can get more energy by having the chemistry correct, and the emotions correct. And when I say correct, again, correct for the energy systems of the body to feel good and to have good chemistry. We can all have an opinion about, not letting something go for one reason or another. But is it really worth the destruction of cellular biology and the way that you feel inside your body? Is it worth it? There's nothing outside of me that I would consider destroying the inside of my body for. And we all have these difficult things that come up and we have to deal with. And you want to get very strategic at the ways that you deal with them for the best possible outcome within the energy system of your body and the chemistry of your body. Okay, so it's just another perspective to keep in your centered awareness of the value of interactions, the value of how you're going to feel about something. Life is ever changing. We all have stressful things going on sometimes that we tend to fall into a certain emotion about. And do we need to? Do we really need to feel that way about it? Or can we see it differently and maybe feel a little bit differently about it? Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Think about that, and we'll get back to this. Thanks.